Hello and welcome to PCMag Live. I'm Dan Costa, he is Sasha Segan, and we've got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about the latest tech news, we're going to pull one cool thing off the shelf, and we're going to answer some of your reader questions. Let's start off with the big news of the day. Today is Twitter IPO day. It's been months in the making. It's offering at $26 a share. It's a company that has never made money, but is going to make a lot of money for a lot of people today.
Oh, look, some people in San Francisco are getting rich. Yay.
Sasha's obviously very excited about this. Does that mean that you do not own stock in Twitter? And actually, I know the answer to that question because we're not allowed to own stock.
It means that I feel like, yeah, A, we're not allowed to own stock. B, the last thing the city of San Francisco needs right now is more newly minted millionaires driving up housing prices and turning the entire peninsula into this weird playground for the rich.
Once again, I come down a little bit differently on this. I think that a bunch of investors who created a company which is very innovative, that does something that no company has really done before, even if they haven't quite figured out how to make money, they deserve to be rewarded for the inventions that are going on here, for the innovation. I'm happy for them, and I don't think it's the end of the world. I also don't really see how Twitter's business model is going to work going forward, but who knows? It's not for me to decide.
I don't know. The distorted way our economy is right now, I'm not sure that any amount of working for Twitter therefore should translate into, $30, $40 million, whatever. What is the value of that labor? None of this makes sense to me.
Yeah, a tough question, but we'll see how the stock does today. Also in the news today, PlayStation has announced its entertainment lineup. Those are the entertainment apps. Everybody's going to be talking about the games for both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Today they put some details behind what other entertainment options they're going to have. They're going to have Amazon downloads. They're going to have Hulu. They're going to have Netflix. They're going to have the NBA and the NHL. So there's going to be a lot of non-gaming content that's available on the PlayStation 4 platform. The question is that enough to sort of entice non-gamers to buy a PlayStation 4?
Well, I remember when the PS3 came out, we said that the PS3 was the best home Blu-ray player. And so there was definitely this idea, even with the PS3, that there's reasons you want this beyond games. Yes, you can get a much cheaper Blu-ray player if you don't intend to play any games. But we're getting to the point where these consoles are really trying to supplant the other objects in your living room as well, to become one-stop shopping for entertainment.
The problem is now there's so many other devices that are also trying to fill that role. You can get a Roku box for $50 that will stream all these things. You can get a Chromecast for $35 that has 3 networks that are available on it, and soon to have more. There's so many. Your chances are your Blu-ray player already has some of these on-demand services. There's so many different places to get it. I don't know that you need to buy a PlayStation 4 to get access to these services.
And it's interesting to see how the Xbox One is dealing with this issue differently. The Xbox One seems to have invested a lot in being a supplementary cable box. They're doing a lot with live TV. They're doing a lot with the live TV electronic program guide. So the Xbox One is saying, okay, you know what? You really don't like the program guide on your cable box. Nobody does. All those UIs are awful. We can improve that for you. Is that going to be more compelling than, oh, this is another box with Netflix on it. Everything has Netflix on it now. You can buy Netflix in a bag of Smart Food popcorn at Walgreens at this point.
Yeah, I think that, and that's an important differentiator. That's why they're trying to justify that higher price point. The thing about the Xbox One is we have to see if it actually works. Made for a great demo on stage in a controlled environment when everything was already set up, but we have to get it into the lab and actually see if it works the way it's advertised. I think that's a really compelling product, but we'll have to see. We'll find out in just 2 weeks when the Xbox One launches. Also in the news today, speaking of Netflix, Netflix has just signed a deal with Marvel to create 4 new original programs based around superheroes, which I'm a big fan of. Jessica Jones, who I had to look up, but it turns out she's the character from Alias, which is a great comic book. Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist, and Daredevil. So all these guys are going to get their own original programs on Netflix. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I am a little sad about Netflix's big move into being essentially a TV network because, of course, as Netflix is becoming a TV network, everybody are pulling their content out of Netflix, and it really hurt us at our house when all the Nickelodeon stuff disappeared from Netflix. But Netflix is now genuinely a content creator and a competitor with these other content companies rather than just being a distributor of content. I guess that's the world we have to live in now. Yep. I do find it funny that Marvel is is really sort of kind of reaching down to its like third and fourth tier superhero. Daredevil first tier, but they're third and fourth tier superheroes here because so much of the high profile stuff is locked away in those old deals with Fox and Sony.
Yeah, like Luke Cage is a great hero who deserves his own title.
Luke Cage is the one I am really excited about there.
That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like, the Daredevil movies kind of ruined Daredevil for me, but Luke Cage really could be really, really cool, especially if they cast someone really awesome. I just think of, this is such an 80s reference, but I just think of Avery Brooks as Hawk on Spencer.
Yeah.
But with superpowers.
Idris Elba as Luke Cage. That is worth doing. He's not going to work for Netflix rates, probably, but Kevin Spacey did it, so who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, we will get more. No casting decisions have been made yet, so this is the first day one of the launch. But that is the daily news for today. Let's talk about a question that we got from our audience, from Arlene. Arlene wants to be able to burn photos on DVDs. She doesn't want to do movies. She doesn't want to do a lot of fancy stuff. She just wants to back up her photos and be able to have slideshows play off DVDs from her system. She just bought a new Windows 8 system with a Blu-ray burner and a DVD drive. She wants to know what software to get. Kind of an easy question.
Good news! Windows 8 supports Blu-ray burning. Yeah. So all you really have to do is drag and drop. And then there is a Windows 8, what is it? Is it a menu option? Is it a tile?
Windows 8 doesn't have the DVD Movie Maker feature anymore, but you will be able to back up all these photos and just store them on a backup disk and be able to play them. You can also use Picasa. Arlene says she's got Picasa running. You can use that as well. But the good news is you will not have to pay anything extra in order to back up these disks. The system will just do that for you. So that is a good question. We're glad that was an easy question for us today.
Yeah, it's always good to help people.
Yeah. Let's move on to one cool thing. We test thousands of things here at PCMag Labs. Every day we pull one cool thing off the shelf. This just came out off NDA today, so we have a full review of it up on PCMag.com, and it is, of course, the Kindle HDX 8.9 tablet. Really kind of a whole new form factor. This feels a lot classier and higher quality than the Kindle's HDXs of past.
Every generation of Kindle Fires has been getting nicer and nicer, and this is just an amazing tablet value for $379. You have this state-of-the-art Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor, super sharp, gorgeous 2560 by, I think it's 1600 screen, pretty nice speakers, and this Mayday tech support system, which is the biggest revolution in tech support since the Genius Bar.
All right, so you explain what Mayday is, because that's really, Mayday is one of the I think the most innovative thing about this tablet.
Absolutely. So Mayday, you pull down a menu, you hit the Mayday button, and please don't do it, and within 15 seconds, a little person appears in a box on your screen. And if you have tech questions, that person will answer and help you live. They will navigate around your tablet. They can remote control your tablet if you say it's okay. They'll circle things, they'll underline things, they'll tell you to tap on things. So it's tech support anytime, anywhere, without the weird disconnect of having someone on the phone who can't see your screen. So it's absolutely terrific. I've done it a half dozen times.
It's also got incredible battery life.
It has excellent battery life, better than the iPad Air at max brightness. The only downside, really, and it's really not a downside, is that this tablet is very, very focused on consuming content from Amazon. So you just have to be on board with that. For instance, if you go into the video player, you're going to get a lot of screens that are about buying, renting, and streaming video from Amazon. And you can find your own videos in there if you kind of drill down a little. But this tablet is for the Amazon lifestyle. If you sign on to that, that's terrific. It's a great product for you. If you're not into that, it's not your product.
Yeah, it's a cool, and that's always been the thing about the Kindles. Are they just cash registers for Amazon, or do they have a lot of their own utility? You do recommend this product, though. You like it. You think for a lot of people this could be just as good as an iPad.
Oh, absolutely. And as we're coming to the holidays, if you have a family member who you regularly provide tech support for, and you don't want to do that anymore, and they're interested in getting a tablet, get them one of these Kindles with Mayday. And they'll bother the Mayday people. They won't bother you.
Yeah, that in itself could be worth the price. And it's also a really sophisticated, high quality, well-built, high-performing tablet. So you can read Sasha's full review on PCMag.com today. And we will be back next week with another issue of PCMag, another edition of PCMag Live. I would just ask you, remember to send us your questions, send us your comments, comment on the video. We want to know what you're thinking, and we will answer your questions on air. That was PCMag Live. Thanks for tuning in.